Good morning and welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. This is Brock Shimano. Today is October 10th, one day before the WASDE supply and demand report. Let's get right into the markets and see where they're trading. Corn for December trading down 3 3/4. September beans down 21.5, leading the grain complex really lower here. Wheat in Chicago trading up 7 3/4, and Kansas City wheat trading also up 7 3/4. Brock Shimano. Tomorrow's the big USDA report. I know that we had some crop progress numbers come out a little bit delayed due to the holiday weekend, but can you walk us through what we see here for the crop progress?
Yeah, basically, like we all know right now, the corn is progressing at a record pace. We saw corn harvested at about 69%. Analysts were kind of expecting 70-71%, so we fell a little bit short. I think some of the delays that happened in the northern part of the Midwest and the eastern part of the Midwest actually caused us to fall a little bit behind what the analysts were expecting. Not a big deal here. Soybeans harvested, we're at about 58%. Analysts were looking for about 60%, so we were a little bit behind there as well. Not a big deal. But I think what we do need to focus on, what did come out of the crop progress report, is we saw another 2% upgrade in the good to excellent rating. If we take a look at what the good to excellent rating has done throughout the growing season for soybeans, we've actually fallen quite a bit from where we originally started up in the 60 percentile for the good to excellent. Now we stabilized around 30% from August till September, but over the last month or so we've actually been climbing pretty steadily on the good to excellent rating here on the blue line. You can see the corresponding USDA yield estimates have also fallen throughout the growing season, as you would expect. So tomorrow, with the good to excellent ratings increasing about 7% since the last report, I think we will definitely see a yield estimate increase for the USDA.
And it seems that the majority of the market is really expecting a boost in yield. And one thing that you pointed out, guys, I just want to walk through what this chart is because, Brock, I think it's a really important one that you drew here this morning. The good to excellent ratings here is the blue line, and you can notice that really after September we started to see an increase in that blue line, that good to excellent rating for soybeans. Now we haven't seen any sort of corresponding increase in yield from the USDA, and I think that's what we're expecting tomorrow. That's what the majority of the market's expecting tomorrow. But Brock, considering market expectations, can you go through some of the numbers that we're all going to be looking at tomorrow?
Yeah, basically the average of the analyst guess for corn yield is about 122.9. Not a big change from what the USDA currently has, but I think where we're going to see the big change, like we were already talking about, is soybeans. They're looking for about 37 bushels per acre, the average analyst guess. The USDA currently has it at 35.3, so that's about a 2 bushel per acre increase in soybeans, and that's the average of the analyst guess. So any deviation from there is really going to drive the market sharply tomorrow.
Well, that sounds fair enough. Let's take one last look here at the soybean chart. I just want to zoom in here. We'll look technically at where we stand right before the USDA report, and let's get right into it. Basically, what we're looking at is a November futures chart for soybeans. Notice it is a candlestick chart, and each one of these bars represents 1 day worth of price activity. This is a daily chart, and so you can really see here that we starting in September, we started pulling back here. We started seeing some profits taken and a real pullback in soybeans after a significant rally. Of course, we came down, we hit on a big hole number, that 15. We found support around 15 and a 100-day moving average, and this morning we're trading now down below that 100-day moving average. Now, it would appear that if the yield tomorrow comes in above 37, that there's a good chance that 15 could no longer really act as support. There's a good chance we could trade down below that 15 figure and move a little bit lower. And how low we go, I'm not entirely sure. It would really depend on the number. However, if the yield number for soybeans comes out below 37, I think that could be a bullish factor, and we could see this thing start to move higher and potentially retest or at least trade below these highs. So that's really what the market's going to be looking at. Guys, follow us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting about the report as soon as it comes out. We appreciate you following GrainTV. We'll see you tomorrow.